you ever told a lie that spiraled totally out of control? I told my job I had a younger brother with a disability. He didn't exist, but the time off and sympathy sure did. It started as a small excuse. I was 23, freshly hired at this marketing firm with 10-hour days and no overtime. My manager was one of those "we're family here" types, right up until someone asked for time off. One morning I was late because my train got delayed, and when I showed up flustered and sweaty, I panicked. I blurted out, "Sorry, my brother had a bad episode. I had to stay behind and help him get dressed." Silence, then a soft, "Oh God, of course, family first." That should have been it. I should have said I didn't have a brother, and it was a mix-up, but I didn't. That one sentence got me out of a write-up, so I used it again. I said my brother needed regular physical therapy, and I had to drive him on Thursdays. Suddenly, I had work-from-home privileges 1 day a week. I said he had seizures that came without warning, got flexible hours. One time I said I was taking him to the hospital, and they moved a whole client meeting around my schedule. It was horrifying how easy it was. People brought me food, left notes on my desk, sent thinking of your family cards. I felt guilty, yes, but also, for the first time at that job, respected, like I mattered beyond my KPIs. Then came the company newsletter. They were doing a feature on employees with caregiving responsibilities, part of some inclusivity initiative, and someone submitted my name. I begged HR not to include it, said it was too personal. They said that's exactly why it'd mean so much. A week later, there it was. My name, my quote, and a blurb about how caring for a disabled sibling taught me empathy and time management. I wanted to puke. It got worse. A nonprofit read the article and reached out, said they wanted to nominate me for a local caregiver award. I declined. They insisted. My manager was so proud she brought it up during a client dinner. I was so deep I couldn't breathe, so I created a whole backstory. His name was Caleb. He was 14, had mobility issues and developmental delays. I even went as far as making a separate Instagram account where I posted stock photos of wheelchair ramps, therapy dogs, and hospital bracelets, captioned them with vague, emotional quotes. Coworkers started following, clients started donating to causes I said we supported. And then came the worst moment, our holiday charity drive. My boss decided this year, instead of toys for kids in need, we'd raise funds for Caleb, a big check, signed by the CEO. I was cornered in a conference room and handed the envelope in front of the entire team. I couldn't fake a smile. I told them I'd rather deliver it myself privately. They agreed. I took the check home, stared at it for hours, and eventually tore it into pieces. Then I called in sick for a week. Then 2. HR sent emails. My boss called. Friends texted. I didn't respond. I couldn't show my face, not after I'd essentially robbed them. Not after all the sympathy and kindness I knew I hadn't earned. When I finally replied, it was with a resignation letter and a short paragraph admitting everything. I didn't give a speech. I didn't try to justify it. I just said I'd made up someone because I felt invisible, and the attention made me feel seen. But it wasn't right. The company never replied. I lost every friend I'd made there. I heard through a former coworker that the CEO called it one of the most bizarre breaches of trust they'd ever experienced. Now I volunteer on weekends at an actual center for families with disabled kids. I don't tell them what I did. I just show up, clean, help with crafts, and quietly try to matter in a way that doesn't require fiction.